The Galactic Summit. The colossal chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with quiet tension. Hundreds of representatives from countless species filled the vast space, each seated in segments marked by their homeworld's emblem. The room was a mosaic of alien forms, tentacles, carapaces, glowing skin, and shimmering feathers, all watching as the humans entered. For decades, the galaxy had teetered on the edge of conflict. The Galactic Council was the fragile thread holding many worlds together, a coalition built on diplomacy, treaties, and uneasy alliances. Today was meant to be a turning point. The day humans, once notorious for their unpredictability and warlike history, would finally sign on to the peace accords and join the Council as full members. The human delegation stood apart, tall and composed in their sleek dark uniforms. Their leader, Ambassador Sarah Voss, scanned the room with sharp, calculating eyes. Unlike many other species, humans prized directness. Where others relied on layered formalities and subtle signals, humans spoke plainly, even bluntly. Council Chair Zeldar, a towering insectoid with iridescent wings, opened the session with measured gravitas. Representatives, we gather to cement peace in the galaxy. With the humans joining us, a new era dawns. Let us hear their terms. Voss stepped forward, voice steady. Thank you, Chair Zeldar. Humans come to this table not as conquerors or supplicants, but as equals. We seek peace, yes, but peace built on mutual respect and clear guarantees. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Many species eyed humans with suspicion. The history books told of brutal human wars and near extinctions, yet also of their remarkable survival and rapid advancement. Voss continued, "Our history has taught us one thing: strength is the foundation of security. We will not disarm unless others guarantee our safety unequivocally. Trust must be earned, not demanded." The Council Security Advisor, a serpentine being named Jalar, hissed softly, "Disarmament is the cornerstone of peace. How can we trust humans to honor treaties without oversight?" A ripple of alien voices echoed agreement, their skepticism palpable. Voss's eyes hardened. "We have been betrayed before. Our trust was exploited. We demand that peace is not a leash but a shield. We reserve the right to defend ourselves and our sovereignty." Chair Zeldar raised a forelimb. "Ambassador Voss, the Council is committed to peace, but also to ensuring no member threatens another. Our surveillance and disarmament policies are necessary." Sarah's voice grew firm. "Necessary for some, perhaps. But for humans, surrendering arms means vulnerability and extinction. We came here to build alliances, not chains." The debate spiraled. Other delegates pressed for more concessions. Humans resisted, unwilling to compromise on their principles. Hours passed, with tensions mounting. Finally, Voss delivered the unexpected blow: "Humans hereby withdraw from these talks." A stunned silence filled the chamber. Murmurs erupted into shocked whispers. Chair Zeldar's multifaceted eyes narrowed. "Ambassador, this is most regrettable. Why this sudden withdrawal?" Voss responded calmly, "Because peace forced upon us by those who do not understand us is no peace at all. We will seek security and respect on our own terms. Until then, we cannot trust the Council's promises." With that, the human delegation turned and left, their footsteps echoing like a declaration of war. Outside the chamber, whispers spread quickly. Humans have rejected peace. They will isolate themselves. This is a breach of galactic trust. Back on their ship, Voss addressed her team. "We walked into a room expecting respect and left with suspicion. They mistake our strength for aggression, but we are simply survivors. If the galaxy wants peace, it must respect the price humans pay for it." Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Marcus Reeve, frowned. "What now, Ambassador? This will make enemies." Voss smiled grimly. "Enemies or allies, it's time they learn that humans don't bend to hollow promises. We build peace through strength and honor, not weakness. Let the Council realize their mistake." As the ship disengaged from the station, the stars stretched out ahead, silent witnesses to a fragile galaxy on the brink. Humanity had withdrawn, but the story was far from over. The withdrawal shockwave. The moment the humans formally withdrew from the peace talks, the shockwaves rippled across the galaxy faster than any transmission signal. The Galactic Council chamber, once a place of cautious hope, now buzzed with confusion and outrage. In the grand halls of the Council's central station, leaders from dozens of species debated furiously. Some saw the withdrawal as a betrayal, an act of defiance that threatened the fragile peace they had fought to maintain. Others, less vocal but no less concerned, wondered if they had truly understood the humans at all. Council Chair Zeldar paced the polished floor, his multifaceted eyes glinting with frustration. To reject peace at this stage is reckless. Humans must be reminded of the responsibilities that come with membership. Jalar hissed in agreement. Their distrust undermines the Council's authority. We must respond decisively. Across the galaxy, the human message was broadcast without embellishment. Ambassador Sarah Voss's words were clear and unyielding. Peace built on chains is no peace. We will secure our future, but only on terms that respect our strength and honor. On human worlds, this declaration sparked a surge of patriotic pride. Citizens who had long felt marginalized or underestimated by alien powers now felt a renewed sense of purpose. Fleet commanders began reinforcing their starships, upgrading weapons and defenses. Shipyards bustled with activity as new vessels were commissioned, not as instruments of war, but as shields against possible aggression. In the quiet corridors of the human flagship Resolute, Lieutenant Marcus Reeve reviewed tactical data with a sharp eye. "The Council thinks we're just angry children throwing a tantrum," he said. "They don't see we've already started securing critical outposts. If they want war, they'll find us ready." Sarah nodded, her expression grim but resolute. "We didn't come here to pick fights. We came to be respected. If the Council won't change its mindset, we will." Elsewhere, alien diplomats struggled to interpret human actions. Many species had never experienced humans withdrawing so abruptly, especially from a summit of such magnitude. To them, humans were unpredictable, even reckless. Some feared the withdrawal would trigger widespread instability. On the oceanic planet of Varnes, Ambassador Lurith met privately with other alien diplomats. "We must not let humans isolate themselves," he urged. "They are a key part of the galactic balance, even if their methods differ from ours." In the shadowy quarters of fringe factions, pirates, mercenaries, and smaller independent systems, the human withdrawal was seen as an opportunity. Some began reaching out to Earth's emissaries, sensing a new player who refused to be bullied and might be an ally against the overbearing Council. Back on the Resolute, the human leadership debated their next moves. The Council's refusal to acknowledge the legitimacy of human concerns only hardened their resolve. "Peace is not just words," Ambassador Voss stated firmly during a strategy meeting. "It is earned through respect and strength. We will not disarm and become prey." Marcus leaned forward. "Our intelligence suggests several Council worlds doubt their own leadership. They see the Council's rigidity as a weakness. We can leverage that." Sarah's gaze was steady. "Good. We will send envoys to those factions quietly. We build alliances, not war. But we prepare for either." As the days passed, covert human teams secured outposts along vital trade routes and strategic star systems. Their operations were swift, precise, and non-provocative, demonstrations of capability, not aggression. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council's public statements grew harsher. They called on all member worlds to sever contact with human factions and brace for possible conflict. Yet beneath the surface, some members questioned whether the Council had underestimated the humans' determination and unique perspective. In the deep chambers of the Council's intelligence division, a young analyst named Kira examined intercepted human communications. She frowned, surprised by their clarity and discipline. "They're not just reacting emotionally," she said to her superior. "They have a strategy. One we've never seen before." Her superior nodded slowly. "It's time the Council wakes up to the truth. Humans do not follow our playbook. They write their own." As the galaxy braced itself, the humans stood firm, withdrawn from the peace talks, yes, but resolute in their belief that real peace could only be forged on terms that honored their history and strength. The Galactic Council had made its move, but the humans were already moving beyond it. The Council's crisis. The Galactic Council's chambers were no longer the confident halls of diplomacy they had been just weeks ago. Instead, they had become the stage for bitter arguments and fracturing alliances. The humans' withdrawal had not only shocked the Council, it had ignited a political crisis. Council Chair Zeldar sat at the head of the grand table, his iridescent wings twitching nervously. "We face a dire situation," he said gravely. "The humans' defiance undermines our authority and threatens to unravel decades of peacekeeping." Some members nodded grimly, ready to escalate tensions. "We must show strength," urged General Corlin, a hulking warrior from the Hraxian military faction. "If we let the humans flout our rules, others will follow. We risk chaos." But others counseled caution. Ambassador Lurith from Varnes raised his voice. "War will only devastate us all. Humans have their reasons. Perhaps if we understand them, we can avoid conflict." The divide within the council was clear, hawks pushing for military action, doves hoping for dialogue. Meanwhile, far from the council's chambers, the humans moved swiftly and with purpose. Their withdrawal was not a retreat, but a strategic repositioning. Ambassador Voss and her commanders were already orchestrating alliances beyond the council's influence. In hidden outposts and remote star systems, humans met with fringe factions, independent miners, merchant clans, and former mercenaries. These groups had long chafed under the council's dominance, and they welcomed human overtures. Lieutenant Marcus Reeve coordinated a strike team. "The council's supply lines are vulnerable," he said. "Disrupting them will show we're not to be underestimated." Under cover of darkness, human fleets launched precise strikes, disabling key logistics hubs without civilian casualties. Each operation sent a clear message: humans possessed not only resolve but tactical brilliance. Back at the council, reports of these strikes caused alarm. The Hraxians demanded immediate retaliation. "We must crush this insubordination before it spreads." But not everyone agreed. Ambassador Lurith pleaded for diplomacy. "If we respond with force, we risk pushing the humans into full-scale war. We need to understand their history, to grasp why trust means so little to them." To shed light on this, the council authorized a classified briefing. Holoscreens illuminated the chamber with historical footage of Earth's turbulent past, world wars, betrayals, near collapse. As the footage played, many delegates were struck by the raw resilience of humanity. They saw how humans had survived against overwhelming odds by adapting, innovating, and fighting fiercely to protect what they valued. A quiet voice emerged from the back of the room, a young diplomat named Kira. "Humans don't reject peace because they desire war. They reject empty promises and vulnerability. Their strength is their safeguard." Her words resonated with some, but the council's hawks remained unconvinced. "Strength without control is chaos," General Corlin insisted. In a bold move, the council dispatched a secret envoy to open discreet talks with the humans. Ambassador Thalen, known for his negotiation skills and discretion, was chosen. Arriving on a secluded human base, Thalen found a surprising atmosphere. The humans were wary but willing to listen. In a private chamber, Ambassador Voss met Thalen with measured calm. "You come late. We withdrew because the council demanded our weakness." Thalen nodded. "I come with an open mind. We need to understand your worldview. How do you envision peace?" Sarah's gaze was steady. "Peace is respect. It is the balance between strength and honor. We do not disarm to please others. We stand ready to defend ourselves and our allies. That is the foundation." The conversation was tense but constructive. For the first time, the council saw humanity not as wild cards but as a complex, principled civilization with their own code. As talks progressed, humans revealed the core of their mistrust. Centuries of broken treaties, betrayals, and near extinction had taught them that survival demanded vigilance and strength. Thalen reported back to the council. "The humans are not our enemies. They are survivors demanding respect. If we wish peace, we must adapt to their terms, not force them to ours." The council faced a crossroads: continue down the path of confrontation or forge a new path toward understanding. Outside the talks, human forces remained vigilant. Every move was deliberate, every alliance carefully chosen. Ambassador Voss addressed her team: "The council must learn we are not a threat to peace. We are the guarantors of it, on our own terms." The galaxy held its breath. The council's crisis was far from over, but the first steps toward a new understanding were being made. Humanity had challenged the old order, and the consequences would reshape the future. The realization and new alliance. The secluded negotiation chamber was stark, its walls lined with transparent alloy that displayed the starfield beyond. Here, under the quiet watch of distant suns, two representatives faced each other, Ambassador Sarah Voss of humanity and Ambassador Thalen of the Galactic Council. The room held the weight of countless failed talks, but today it carried a fragile hope. Thalen began, voice careful yet sincere. Ambassador Voss, the Council underestimated humans. We mistook your strength for defiance and your mistrust for hostility. Voss met his gaze steadily. You assumed peace meant surrender. For humans, peace is earned, not given. Our history is written in scars, betrayal, near annihilation, and relentless struggle. We cannot ignore that. Thalen nodded. It is clear now that the Council's approach was flawed. Imposing disarmament without understanding your perspective only deepened the divide. Voss exhaled softly. We want peace. But it cannot come at the cost of our sovereignty or safety. We will maintain our defenses and honor our alliances, not as threats, but as guarantees. For a moment, silence stretched. Outside, the stars seemed indifferent to the delicate dance unfolding within. Then, Thalen spoke again. The Council is prepared to reconsider the terms. We propose a new framework, one that respects human autonomy and acknowledges your right to defend yourselves. Voss's eyes brightened slightly. That is a start. But words must be backed by trust. Agreed, Thalen said. To rebuild trust, we suggest joint patrols, shared intelligence, and mutual aid agreements. A partnership built on transparency and respect. Across the table, a faint smile appeared on Voss's face. Partnership, not subjugation. That is the difference. As the two ambassadors continued their dialogue, the message of compromise echoed across human and alien worlds alike. The Council issued statements signaling a new willingness to adapt. For the first time, humans were invited to co-lead peacekeeping initiatives rather than merely follow orders. On Earth and its colonies, celebrations were muted but sincere. The long-fought battle for respect had borne fruit, not through conquest, but through principled steadfastness. Back on the Council station, Chair Zeldar addressed his assembly. Let this be a lesson. Strength and trust are not mutually exclusive. If we are to survive as a galaxy, we must honor both. Meanwhile, human fleets stood ready, not for war, but as symbols of peace forged through strength. Lieutenant Marcus Reeve oversaw joint drills alongside alien allies, demonstrating precision and cooperation. Yet, the underlying truth remained: humanity's path was never easy. They had carved their place not by yielding but by demanding respect. In a quiet moment, Ambassador Voss reflected, we did not withdraw to isolate ourselves. We withdrew to be seen, truly seen. And now, we stand together, not because we are alike, but because we honor each other's differences. The galaxy was far from perfect, but a new chapter had begun. Humans and aliens, once divided by fear and misunderstanding, now shared a fragile alliance rooted in mutual respect and cautious hope. As the stars continued their eternal dance, the Galactic Council and humanity prepared to face the challenges ahead, stronger, wiser, and united.